Hey everyone, this is Andy from Gizchina, and today we're going to look at the Huawei Honor 6 Plus. This is the second generation Huawei Honor 6, and it's the new phone with a dual camera setup on the rear. So this is the packaging that comes in. It's quite simple, light blue packaging. It's got some specifications on the rear here which tell us that it's an LTE phone. It's got Bluetooth, NFC, Category 6 LTE, and a few other bits and bobs, including 3 GB of RAM, 3600 mAh battery, and 3 8-megapixel cameras. So if we just open the packaging up, you can see I've already been in the box once already. This would normally be in a plastic bag, but here's the phone itself. I've got the white version of the Huawei Honor 6 Plus. There's also a black version, and there's also a gold version too. If we just take that out and put that to one side. Also in the box we've got a container here which contains the USB charger and also a data cable. So let's pop those out to show you. Got the data cable there and a USB charger. And underneath that there's another package, and this includes some of the documentation that comes with the Honor 6 Plus. Has a SIM ejector tool, and it also has a few covers there to protect the rear and the front of your phone to stop the glass getting scratched. There's also a VIP card in here, an instruction manual, and this VIP card, it's not really useful for anyone outside of China, but if you are in China, you can sign up to the Huawei Honor Club and you can get some free gifts and services and things, so that's quite interesting. Alright, anyway, so here's the Huawei Honor 6 Plus. It's a 5.5-inch 1920 by 1080 phone. The pixel density is around 401 ppi, so it's not the highest resolution screen in the world, but it is much cheaper than some of the other flagship phones that we've been seeing recently. Along the front, we haven't really got much to look at. We've got an 8-megapixel camera there. We've got some light sensor and proximity sensors there just above the microphone. And across the chin, there's actually nothing there. There are no buttons there. All the controls are on screen, which you'll see in a moment when I turn the phone on. If you turn the phone over, you can see we've got the dual 8-megapixel camera setup there, dual LED flash, Honor logo, and we've got a speaker here, which is just out of the way if you're gaming. It's just out of the way of your hand, so it shouldn't get muffled while gaming. The rear panel is not removable, but underneath there is NFC and a 3600 mAh battery, as the specifications have told us. If we turn the phone around, look along the edges, on the right hand side we've got space for dual SIM or a single SIM and a 128GB micro SD card. Power button, volume rocker. This metal band extends around the top to the infrared sensor there, which can be used to control your TV, your air conditioner and other things. 3.5mm headphone jack there, and across the left hand side we've got nothing, it's just bare metal. Along the bottom, the metal stops and wraps around into a plastic, and we've got a single USB there too. It's quite a solid feeling phone. It's very lightweight, but it does feel very well made. It's extremely comfortable to hold, and if I just compare it to, say, the Meizu MX4 Pro, which also has a 5.5-inch display, you can see that they're very, very similar in size. If I just hold them up, they're very similar in size to each other. In fact, the Huawei is slightly narrower, should I say, than the Meizu MX4 Pro, and it's also thinner too. But overall, very, very similar sizes to each other. And again, if I bring the Oppo N3 in, obviously the N3 is going to be a little bit longer, but it is similar in size again. And that actually shows you just how compact the N3 is, for those of you who are thinking that maybe it's a little bit big. So that's the Huawei Honor 6 Plus there. Very, very comfortable to hold. Buttons in a really good location, very easy to get with your thumb or your index finger if you're a left-handed user. Okay, let's take a look at the ROM of the phone. When we open it up, turn it on, you will actually be talked through or shown through a setup procedure for the phone, and it does come in a number of different languages, and I've set it up obviously in English here. The standard lock screen here will change depending on, each time you unlock the phone. So if I unlock the phone again now, there'll be another photo there, and this is quite nice. It's got some really nice photos there. From the lock screen, we can either swipe to the left to unlock the phone, or we can swipe up from the bottom, and we've got some simple controls here. Now these few buttons here are to actually pause or control or even share the photos from your wallpaper. Along the bottom we've got some quick shortcuts. We've got a mirror mode, we've got a torch, calculator and the calendar too. If I put mirror mode on, okay, if you put the mirror mode on, there you go, this is actually a mirror, and if you blow on the screen, or it thinks I've blown on the screen here, it mists up and you can draw on there. So, you know, just some cute, nice little features there. And as you can see, it's got on-screen navigation along the bottom. There's no touch buttons here along the chin. If those controls did get in the way, you can always move them out the way, and you just swipe up again to get them back. And this is a motion UI. This is Huawei's own UI for the Honor 6 Plus. And on this phone, it's based on Android 4.4 KitKat. Hopefully it's going to get a Lollipop update in the future. Icons are really nice and simple and clean. We've got notification bar up at the top. You can either flip over from the notification bar, and all your notifications are in chronological order. You'll have the different dates there, and it creates a timeline. Or you've got your shortcuts here. You can turn your different toggles on or off and get into the settings really quickly from there too. I'll just show you the languages. Just one moment. If I just move down to languages, here we go. So I already have it set up in English, but as you can see, it's got pretty much every language in there that you could possibly imagine. So, you know, Huawei haven't taken much out of the Android system here. They've even left in the Google Play services, and all I needed to do was go into the Huawei application and download Google Play to get the actual Google Play services and Google Play Store working on here. So it all works out of the box. Don't need to root it. Really quite handy and useful. Let's take a look at this camera. Now, I've not played around with the phone too much, but one of the features I have found, if we just go into this wide aperture mode, this actually takes advantage of both cameras on the rear of the phone. And basically what you do is, for example, if I just bring in the Oppo N3 here, the idea is you focus, and one of the lenses will focus on the foreground and one of them will focus on the background. So if we just try that now, take a picture, and if I just open that up now, you can see, I'll go into it in full detail for the full review, but basically what's happened now, although you can't see it properly here, there have been multiple photos of different focus been taken here, and we can adjust them here. We can focus on a different area, so I focus on here, and I can actually change the focal arrangement on here. You can see it's blurring along the bottom there, and we can reduce that blur. If I want to focus on here, it should blur up here. There you go, you can see. So you can change where you want your focus to give more depth to your photos, and it's a really neat little feature. And if you hit the back button, that will save it where you want it. But if you wanted to, you can always edit that at any time. So once you've edited it once, you don't need to worry about it. You can keep editing it. You don't need to you know, have to take the photo one more time. There are some more settings in here for the camera. There's a super night mode, and when you get the phone out of the box, you'll probably find that it's only got an automatic mode, but if you update it with the OTA updates, you get a manual mode too. And I will take some photo samples with this for the full review and post them with the written review and the video review. The night mode is absolutely amazing, but it is impossible to use unless you have a tripod. So although Huawei have created a camera-centric phone, you will need a tripod for some of these functions. I've also got a best photo feature there, which is very handy, and I'll show you that in the full review, and some other beauty modes and everything else. Overall, that's about it. It's a very comfy phone to hold, very comfy phone to use. The battery is huge, and up to now is lasting very well. And that's about it, really. So for now, I'll leave it at that. We'll do the full review very soon, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for your time, and speak to you all soon. Goodbye.